Canada's Governor General,
Yep,
Julie
yep,
Payette,
I'm
has
good.
resigned. It comes after an investigation that was launched last year into harassment, allegations of harassment and a toxic workplace at Rideau Hall, where, of course, the Governor General is headquartered. Julie Payette, former astronaut, been in the role for just over 3 years, resigning after word broke the probe was completed and it did not paint a flattering portrait of her at all. Remember that dozens and dozens of people, upwards of 80 to 120 people, had spoken to investigators as part of this independent probe. Kevin Gallagher is joining us from the Capitol. We were talking to him a little earlier in the show about this probe. Now, Kevin, this breaking news.
Well, this breaking news, Todd, that the Governor General has had to step aside because of these revelations, of course. Now, we know sources have told us that this independent review into the harassment allegations was complete. And, sources shared with us some of this verbal abuse that many employees say they suffered from Governor General Julie Payette, beratement, belittling, many brought to tears. At times, the Governor General, according to sources, even threw temper tantrums before events, for example. If things weren't done correctly, if things weren't just the way she liked them, she tended to blame other people. So this combined to create this, what's been reported as a toxic work environment, raised a lot of concerns. Sources have told us that this led to people sort of fleeing that office, trying to find other work within the public sector, or just stepping away from the office of the Governor General. Now, we've been told from that office that there is a statement coming out from the GG. We'll await to see sort of the full weight of this, but certainly as this sinks in, Todd, it is a major development. Of course, Governor General Julie Payette, like you mentioned in that last hit, really has only been at the post for about 3 years. Generally, it's about a 5-year term. That's not necessarily a set in stone thing, but that tends to be convention. And of course, the Governor General is Canada's head of state. We should remember this, of course. When legislation is passed, it is the Governor General that gives it royal assent, that brings that legislation into law. That person has resigned. So this now leaves a pretty severe gap in how government works for Prime Minister Justin Trudeau during a global pandemic, which the government has had to pass emergency legislation throughout this pandemic. So to give some broader perspective to how serious this is, it's that serious, Tom.